the Schwartz be with you, you. Oh, wrong movie. May the 4th be with you. There we go. That's the Star Wars holiday we're talking about. What's up, everybody? Dreadnought Ryan here from the Island Misfit Toy Collectors. And thanks to Lauren from A Punk with Toys, Lawrence, as you may know him as well, too, and Miss Allison, they had challenged a bunch of us to review Power of the Force figures for each day in May, and this is my contribution. I do not collect Star Wars figures, and I'll be honest, it has been years, probably, I want to say last time I had any Star Wars figures were Return of the Jedi. So just imagine this was the first figure that I've purchased in quite some time. I did order this particular figure off of eBay. Power of the Force figures did start in 1995. They ran for 5 years. They were pretty well received by Star Wars collectors. I know quite a few people who started collecting these figures. Some of them thought they would be worth a lot of money, like their older vintage Star Wars. Others just really love the Star Wars brand, and being able to get some of these figures again meant the world to them. So, but the figure that I picked was Ponda Boba. He is a smuggler and a pirate. I thought that would fit, perfectly for the Island Misfit Toy Collectors. But more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, it's this ugly face with what I can only describe as a sack with something in it that's on his chin. You can say whatever you want. They're chin nuts, whatever. He has testicles on his face. I just think this figure is absolutely brilliant. I smile and giggle like a sophomore teenage boy when I look at him. But one thing I do have to say with Star Wars figures and their aliens, George Lucas had a great imagination. They created a number of memorable characters. This was one of them for me as well. Overall, for the Power of the Force figures, these were Hasbro figure line. They did keep the Kenner name on them. This is, of course, after they purchased, I believe, Tonka, which did own parts of Kenner. So the card art is really cool. I like that they have Darth Vader on it. You also still get the picture of the figure from the movie. Of course, nice little callback to the original Kenner cards. On the back, you will get kind of like a file card just telling the height, the status, the classification, affiliation, and then, of course, the weapons. You'll get a nice cross-sell for the figures and the vehicles. It tells you for this particular wave which figures to collect. You do get to join the Power of the Force Club. A little clip out over here, and of course your proof of purchase. But let's talk about the figures. One big change for these 3 3/4 inch figures. Originally they were the 5 points of articulation, so arms, legs, and head. They do have that articulation still, but with these figures they have waist articulation, so they can turn side to side. Ponda also does have a rubber plastic overlay for a coat. You can see he does have some sun damage to him. That was also on the outside of the plastic that holds the figure for the card, as you saw. So this probably did sit in the window someplace, maybe a toy store. I did pick him up absolutely cheap. I paid more for shipping than what I did for the figure. But I think he's just an awesome looking figure. Articulation, the arms will swivel around 360 degrees. The leg will come up to 90 degrees. You do get turn side to side for the head. This arm is close to more of 90 degrees than what this one is, but they still will give you what you're looking for. Weapons, again, it's just kind of like that, slide and pop. It does come with this nice little blaster. Again, this is pretty much a standard Star Wars blaster. Nice detail on it. And then, of course, this is the laser rifle that he comes with as well. Because of the limited articulation with these figures, you're not going to be able to get him to hold that laser rifle with 2 hands. But again, look, these are just great toys to play with if you have them for kids, or you're a little bit rough with your toys. That was what was always great about these Star Wars figures. Less parts that could possibly break on them. If they did, you could do a whole bunch of different, like, do-it-yourself repairs. But overall, I think he's great. I know I joke about the appendages on his mouth. It really kind of looks like a spider. If you've ever seen like a tarantula or one of the spiders up close on a nature film or something, it kind of has those mandibles for their claws. I'm sorry, for their fangs. That's the word I was looking for. But it just kind of has that fun little kind of feel to it. Overall, I don't collect Star Wars, but I think I will keep this guy on my desk just because of how he looks. That was part of the reason why I purchased him. He has the sun damage to him. He has that really scary looking face. But I think it'll just be fun to have on his desk. For all of you Star Wars fans out there, I hope you guys do get to enjoy May. Sit down and watch the movies again. I think I might pop on A New Hope. Maybe, I got to watch Empire then too. And then maybe even Return of the Jedi. Definitely have to watch New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, my two favorite movies from the Star Wars series. But with all of that, I think my review is done for this figure. This is Ponda Boba, a.k.a. Deez Nutz, which we will call him here on the Island of Misfit Toy Collectors. But I hope you guys are having a great day, night, wherever you're at in the Island of Misfit Toys. I also want to say a huge thank you to Allison and Lawrence for inviting me to do this review for this particular figure. And you guys all have a great one, and may the Schwartz be with you.